Sup. Hey man, Dana White just unloaded the clip on Misfits. I don't know how true this is, but I'm a huge fan of Dana White. And part of the reason I'm a huge fan of Dana White is because the guy is a savage. Watch this and I'll show you what Mams Taylor, who's the co-president of Misfits, had to say in response to this.
Numbers it actually did. I think he just obviously hyped it up a lot.
Let me tell you this. Let me tell you how hard it is to sell 1.3 million pay-per-view buys. And if you did sell 1.3, if you sold 700,000 pay-per-view buys, they'd be putting on fights 10 times a year. When you hear those kind of numbers fly around the pay-per-view world, they're lying. Don't ever believe that shit. Yeah. You know how much money that is if they went in and cut a deal and did 1.3 million pay-per-view buys? Anybody who's been on any of these horrible boxing shows, and I like Logan and some of these guys are involved in this shit. If you come out and you say that you did 1.3 million pay-per-view buys on your event, you're lying through your teeth. Lying through your teeth.
Yeah.
All right, here's one thing you might have not known, especially if you're from the United States, okay? So obviously, Tommy Fury and KSI are from the UK, right? And they're massive, right? They're huge. They have a huge fan base in the UK. You know this. I don't need to tell you. In the UK, pay-per-view price was only 20 euros, bro. 20 freaking euros. And I'm saying it like this because it's not like that here. I've never paid $20 for pay-per-view. Look, in the United States, it was $54.99. We're used to paying that. We're used to paying $65. We're used to paying $75. I've even paid $100 two times, like for the Floyd and Conor and the Floyd and Pacquiao, I think. So 20 euros is very, very low, man. And the reason I'm saying this is because if the pay-per-view numbers did anything good, if it did anything close to what they say, which I don't think it did, right? That's just my opinion. I'm not hating. I watched it, but like boxing pay-per-view numbers, it's always inflated. Always. I've been a boxing fan forever. I used to box a little myself. Like, it's always inflated. But if it did anything good, that has a lot to do with it. That 20 euro price and the main event, the two guys are from the UK and they're massive. Also, don't forget, I know a lot of people hate Dylan Danis. And I know Dylan Danis laid a freaking egg in the ring, right? He did absolutely nothing after all that talking. Dylan Danis promoted this card. He carried this card. He carried the promotion. You know this, I know this. A lot of people watch this card because of Dylan Danis, just to see what he's going to do, just to see what's going to happen, including me. I was going to watch it regardless, but I wanted to watch it way more after Dylan Danis is like just trolling and everything with Logan and his fiance. So if this card did anything good, Dylan Danis was a huge part of it, and that 20 euro price was a huge part of it. That's just my opinion. Now, Dana White is saying there's no way it did that price. Dana White knows a lot, man. Dana White, I know some people are going to be like, hey, dog, he's a hater, this, that. Dana White knows. And boxing, he knows boxing. And like a lot of people that are in boxing know it's inflated. I watch all these events, but it's entertainment. I watch it, but I don't know about 1.3. It could have been. I don't know. So, Mams Taylor, who's the co-president of Misfits, clapped back at Dana White after that podcast. This is what he wrote on Twitter. Prime card, highest numbers of pay-per-views sold this year. The end. And then he wrote, I know all the real numbers for every event. Don't play with me or I'll go 50 on everyone. Is that, my bad, motorcycle. Is that the 50 thing? I forgot what it is. But basically he's saying it did the highest number of pay-per-views sold this year. You notice he doesn't say a number. And he said he knows all the real event numbers for every event. Now, someone replied and said this, and it's the same thing I was thinking. Check this out. Tell everyone the real numbers for the Prime card. The only real numbers we got is 1.3 million, but the sources were Happy Punch. So if you guys don't know, Happy Punch is a big boxing Twitter account. So, yeah, everyone saw that Happy Punch number, and everyone just ran with it. Like, we don't know if it's really 1.3. We don't know if it's really 1 million. We don't know if it's really anything. Like, we don't know, bro. Like, all we know is Happy Punch said 1.3 million and everyone ran with it. And is there like an official sheet that they could show us? Like, Mams Taylor, like, wouldn't he want to show us an official sheet? hey, here it is, dog. Here it is. Shove it in everyone's face. Look how great it did. Like, that's what I'm thinking. I don't know if there is. I don't know if anyone's seen it. I haven't, and I'm sure a lot of people haven't. But yeah, man. 1.3, we got it from the Happy Punch Twitter account. So I don't know how real it is, but also don't forget about this, okay? Don't forget about illegal streamers, okay? Don't forget about illegal streamers. And in my opinion, this is just my opinion, these type of events, like the Misfits boxing, the YouTube boxing, the crossover boxing, I guarantee you have way more illegal streamers than regular, like other events, like UFC, like or regular boxing. I guarantee you, I'll tell you why. Because let's just be real, like they said in the podcast, right? These fights aren't great. Like, these guys aren't real boxers. They haven't been boxing for a long time. You guys saw Tommy Fury. He's supposed to be a real boxer. And Tyson Fury is one of my favorite boxers of all time, dog. Tommy Fury looked horrible. The KSI fight was horrible. Logan Paul, Danis fight was obviously horrible. A lot of fights were horrible. There was probably like one or two that were like, okay. But people watch these events expecting horrible fights. It's just entertainment. So that's why I think these type of fights, these type of events have way more illegal streamers than like regular, like UFC, like I said, like regular boxing. That's just my opinion, man. Like me personally, I bought this card. And I'll tell you why I pay for fights. Because a long time ago, I used to go to my friend's house and he used to illegally stream it, like a long time ago. And every time the main event would come, at the worst times, it would stop or lag. So after that, I'm like, dog, I could afford it. I just watch it by myself. I pay for it. If I go somewhere else, like a bar, obviously, I don't have to pay for the bars thing. I buy the food. But if I go to my friends, I pay for it. It's not worth it for me. But I know a lot of people illegally stream. And these cards, like I said, people aren't expecting great fights, man. That's not what people are expecting. Most people aren't. They don't know. Like, we don't know what's going to happen. Like, we're expecting horrible fights. I'm expecting horrible fights, and so are a lot of people. So that's why I think more people illegally stream these fights than regular events. Yeah, man. So let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think Dana White is right? Do you think this card did not do anywhere close to 1.3 or even 700,000 like he said? Let me know what you think of this in the comments. That'll mean the world to me if you like and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the noti. Thank you so much for watching.